MXGP Pro is the next iteration of authentic motocross racing from the team at Milestone. This is a realistic simulation of motocross racing, so if you're expecting anything like the MX vs ATV series, this game will kick you in the nuts, test your patience, and your ability to not throw your controller at the TV. If you're a veteran of the series, you will realize that this is a pretty damn good motocross game, if you stick around and learn to master the new Pro controls. Also, if you are a veteran, or newbie for that matter, this game is leaps and bounds better than MXGP3 in every way. You will be testing your skills with the Pro physics over 21 different tracks, all of which will induce graphical erections, as they are the best looking tracks this series has to offer. Rider and moto looks are not too shabby either. MXGP3 is a good looking game. The new Pro physics is supposed to add better, realistic whips, more in-air controls, thrusts that influence how you take corners, and many other additions that make this a realistic simulation. And for the most part, the game succeeds. I went back and played every MXGP game I own. That's MXGP2, MXGP3, and Monster Energy Supercross to compare the physics systems between the games. MXGP Pro bike and rider physics and interaction with terrain deformation is the best out of the series. To start, controlling your rider on the dirt and in the air is completely up to you, as you can lean your bike and rider to adjust for terrain deformation or to land on the downslope of a tabletop. Chances are if you crashed, it's because you misread the terrain or landing. That's not to say the physics behind the game is perfect. I have bounced off other riders' heads, wiped out on a perfect landing, and flipped head over heels because I hit a rut slightly off angle. The physics isn't perfect, but it is a step in the right direction. You'll spend most of your time in career mode making money for you and your sponsors, depending whether or not you complete sponsor-specific goals. There is also a new rivalry system, but it is forgettable and has little to no impact on your career. Full rider and bike customization is back, so you can choose from a ton of parts, gear, and colors to tailor your look however you like. The compound is also back in a different locale, and it holds one of the best national tracks in the game. It is an area where you can mess around and have a little bit of fun going off the beaten path. This is a pretty sizable area, but after you explore for a little while, you'll realize there isn't much to do. Definitely a missed opportunity to keep players engaged in this area. There are a multitude of tutorial challenges that, when completed, will up your stats of your rider. These tutorials have less to do with teaching you how to play the game and have more to do with testing your skills in various disciplines such as cornering, scrubbing, or riding in the wet. These can be difficult, and there is little room for error in many of these challenges. MXGP Pro is not for the faint of heart. There are options to help not-so-skilled players survive races, but it is still a demanding game. Winning a race is a rewarding experience, especially with Pro physics enabled at higher difficulties. So this game gets an 8 and a buy now, but keep in mind this game isn't going to be for everyone. The racing in this game can be exhilarating due to the new Pro physics, where the ruts you make feel like they actually impact the race, and your control of your rider can determine if you stand on top of the podium or end up ass backwards over a barrier. Other than MXGP3, Milestone seems to be getting closer and closer to making the perfect motocross game. Aside from the bland career, quick reset timer for leaving the track, semi-long load times, and some wonky physics issues, MXGP Pro is a great motocross game that will reward most players, if they can get past the game's steep learning curve and keep their bike on the track and pointed in the right direction. If you can do this, you will love this game. If not, you will be cursing the day you walk into the game store and purchased a copy, as well as cursing everyone who recommends this game. And so remember, if you like the review, maybe subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Till next time, keep on gaming.